Welcome back to the channel. Today we are spotlighting a highly valuable coin from Australia, the 1970 50-cent coin. This coin has a story to tell and potentially a big payday for collectors who have it. Let's dive into what makes this coin so valuable and why it's a big deal in the world of coin collecting. Let's get started. The year 1970 was a milestone in Australia history. It marked 2 centuries since Captain James Cook's famous voyage and landing at Botany Bay. To commemorate the event, the Royal Australian Mint struck a special 50-cent coin with a completely new reverse design. At the time, this coin was exciting because it broke away from the standard coat of arms design used since 1969, and it set the stage for many more commemorative coins that would come in later years. In short, the 1970 50-cent coin was the beginning of Australia's tradition of celebrating major events through special coin issues. The 1970 50-cent coin retains the standard specifications of the dodecagonal 50-cent series. It weighs 15.55 grams, has a diameter of 31.51 millimeters, and is made of a copper-nickel alloy, with 75% copper and 25% nickel. The edge is plain and the unique 12-sided shape makes it instantly recognizable. Importantly, unlike the rare 1966 round silver 50-cent coin, the 1970 coin contains no silver, but its collector value is based on its commemorative status rather than its metal content. The obverse of the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. This effigy, introduced in 1966, shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait is the legend, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1970. While this side is standard for its era, it provides a familiar anchor to the coin's design, while all the excitement is found on the reverse. The reverse is where this coin really shines. It features a portrait of Captain James Cook facing slightly to the right, surrounded by a map outline of Australia. The design was created by artist Stuart Devlin, who was also responsible for many of Australia's decimal coin designs. The detail captures Cook's likeness along with a flowing ribbon that reads Captain Cook Bicentenary 1770 to 1970. This was the first time an Australian decimal coin celebrated a historical figure, an event making it a landmark design in the nation's numismatic history. In terms of mintage, the 1970 Captain Cook 50-cent had a very large production. Around 16.5 million coins were released into circulation. This high mintage means that the coin is not considered rare, but because it was the first commemorative decimal issue, many people save them. As a result, they are still fairly common today, especially in circulated condition. However, uncirculated examples, particularly those preserved in mint sets, have become increasingly collectible over time. So what is the 1970 50-cent coin worth? In circulated condition, it usually sells for about $1 to $3 Australian dollars depending on its wear. In uncirculated condition, prices jump to around $10 to $20 Australian dollars. Coins from mint sets or those graded in high mint state by professional services can fetch $30 to $50 Australian dollars, or more, especially if they are flawless examples. While it may not be a get-rich-quick coin, its historical significance keeps it in strong demand among collectors of Australian decimal currency. As with many coins from this period, collectors are always on the lookout for error coins. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, and clipped planchets exist for the 1970 50-cent and can bring in far higher prices, sometimes in the hundreds of dollars. There are also examples with die cracks or weak strikes which add to their interest. Because millions of these coins were struck, error coins stand out and are prized by numismatists who specialize in Australian varieties. For collectors, the best way to acquire a 1970 Captain Cook 50-cent coin is through mint sets, which often provide the highest quality examples. If you are searching in circulation, focus on coins with sharp details in Captain Cook portrait and minimal wear on the lettering and map of Australia. Always handle coins carefully by the edges and avoid cleaning them, as this lowers their collector value. If you have an exceptionally nice example, consider professional grading, which can preserve its condition and add long-term value. To wrap it up, the 1970 Captain Cook 50-cent coin is one of the most beloved commemorative issues in Australian history. It was the very first decimal commemorative. It celebrated a pivotal moment in Australia's story, and it paved the way for decades of collectible designs. While it may not be rare, its historical and cultural importance make it a must-have in any Serious Australian coin collection. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Do you have a 1970 Captain Cook 50-cent coin in your collection? And if so, is it circulated, uncirculated, or maybe even an error variety? Stick around, because in our next video we will be exploring another commemorative coin that might just surprise you with its hidden value.